Genoa is the largest seaport in Italy. It has been nicknamed La Superba due to its glorious past and impressive landmarks. Part of the old town of Genoa was inscribed on the World Heritage List. The structure of its oldest part is articulated in a maze of squares and narrow caruggi. It joins a medieval dimension with following 16th century and baroque interventions. Remains of the ancient 17th century walls are still visible nearby San Lorenzo Cathedral. Here are top tourist attractions in Genoa. Piazza deFerrari is the main square of Genoa. Situated in the heart of the city between the historical and the modern center, Piazza deFerrari is renowned for its fountain, which was restored in recent years along with a major restyling of the square. Today next to Piazza deFerrari are numerous office buildings, headquarters of banks, insurances and other private companies, making of this district the financial and business center of Genoa, so that Genoese popularly refer to it as the City of Genoa. Piazza San Matteo is one of the main squares of Genoa. The famous Roman Catholic Church San Matteo is the main attraction of the piazza. Of the Gothic building, the nave and aisles and the facade in white marble and black slate stripes, divided into three sectors by fake columns with Lombard bands. In the center is a large rose window, while on the sides are two double mullioned windows. On the left side of the church is the cloister of St. Matthew, of quadrangular plan. It has ogival arches on double small columns. Genoa Cathedral is a Roman Catholic cathedral. It is dedicated to Saint Lawrence. The cathedral was founded probably in the 5th or 6th century AD, devoted to Saint Cyrus, Bishop of Genoa. Later a church devoted to the 12 Apostles was built, which was in turn flanked and replaced by a new cathedral dedicated to Saint Lawrence, in Romanesque style. Various altars and chapels have been erected between the 14th and 15th centuries. The Museum of the Treasury lies under the cathedral and holds a collection of jewelry and silverware from 9 AD up to the present. Via Garibaldi is street of the historical center of Genoa, well known for its ancient palaces. It is one of new streets built by the Genoese aristocracy during the Renaissance. Via Garibaldi is inscribed in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites as part of the system of the Palazzi dei Reali and Strada Nuova del Centro Storico of Genoa. Palazzo Rosso, Palazzo Bianco, Palazzo Grimaldi, a famous art college and Musée di Strada Nuova are all situated on the street. Galleria Nazionale di Palazzo Spinola is one of the many Genoa palaces that is now an art museum. This one contains much of its original furniture as well. The palace sits in the middle of the medieval part of the city. There are some very famous works in the palace, including Dutch masters. The first few floors are still the original palace. The top floor was damaged in World War II, and was rebuilt as a gallery, although the original kitchen is still there, stocked with antique pottery and such. The Palazzo Riali is a major palace in Genoa. The palace contains much original furniture and decoration. Frescoes inside include The Glory of the Balbi Family by Valerio Castello and Andrea Sghizzi, Spring Changing Slowly to Winter by Angelo Michele Colonna and Agostino Mitelli, and Jove Establishes Justice on the Earth by Giovanni Battista Carlone. It also contains canvases by Bernardo Strozzi, Il Grechetto, Giovanni Battista Goli, Domenico Fiesella, as well as Bassano, Tintoretto, Luca Giordano, Anthony van Dyck, Ferdinand Fuet and Guercino. Monumental Cemetery of Staglieno is an extensive cemetery located on a hillside in the district of Staglieno, famous for its monumental sculpture. Covering an area of more than a square kilometer, it is one of the largest cemeteries in Europe. Significant sculptors with work here include Leonardo Bistolfi, Augusto Rivalta, Giulio Monteverdi, and Edoardo Alfieri. Mark Twain briefly praises the cemetery in his Innocents Abroad, and Friedrich Nietzsche visited the cemetery frequently with his friend Paul Rée and had many long philosophical discussions as they strolled through the funereal colonnades. Palazzo Dukhale the Doge's Palace, is a historical building in Genoa. Once the home of the Doges of Genoa, it is now a museum and a center for cultural events and arts exhibitions. It is situated in the heart of the city, with two different entrances and facades, the main one on Piazza Matteo and the second one on Piazza deFerrari. On the main floor, the so-called Piano Nobile, are the frescoed halls of the Maggiore and Minor Concilio, where many public events take place. Palazzo Doria Tursi is the most impressive among those of Via Garibaldi. It is a great example of a Renaissance Genovese palazzo, the interesting facade, with stonework by Finale and grotesques, the impressive entrance stairway, the galleried hall, the two side hanging gardens have all made this a wonderful location for the Genovese Town Council. Inside, in the syndicate office, there are several letters signed by Columbus. Alberti's Castle is a historical residence in Genoa. It was the home of sea captain Enrico Alberto di Albertis, and was donated to the city of Genoa on his death in 1932. It currently houses the Museum of World Cultures. Inaugurated for the celebrations of 400 years of Columbus' discovery of America, it was the first villa castle built in Genoa. From top of the hill of Monte Galleto, the castle dominates Genoa with a view of the Ligurian Sea. The museum includes ethnographic and archaeological findings collected by both Enrico and Luigi Maria di Albertis.